Hey everyone, Jeremy with Kizer Knives. Today I have a knife I'm pretty excited to show you. What happens when you take an EDC hobbyist and an engineer and you let them design their own knife? Well, you get the Beyond. Now this is a knife that was designed by Huỳnh Nam Anh, a Vietnamese engineering student and a member of the community. So he took his first design here and brought it to us via Kizer, and I'm really excited to show you some of the key features of this knife. What we're going to do first is we're going to go over to the tabletop, look at the basic specs of the knife, and then we'll come back here and talk about some of those key features. So let's jump on over and look at the specs. Okay, let's do a quick spec check of the Beyond. We're going to start out with the blade. As you can see, you have a beautiful Tanto grind on here. Your blade length is going to be 3.35 inches. Your blade steel is S35VN with a nice satin finish on here. One feature I like about this is how you have the fuller going into the opening hole, and it's a very reliable opening hole, which I'll show off in a little bit. So that is your blade. Going on down to the handle, your handle material is titanium. It has this kind of nice like satin blasted finish on it. So it doesn't have the blasted feel, but it has a little bit of the look. Very nice, very clean and subtle. One thing you might have noticed by now, and if you haven't, I'd love to point it out, is that there are no body screws on this side, minus the pivot, of course. But other than that, you do not see any hardware. I really like that because it really lets you focus on the lines of the knife. This knife has a lot of lines, angular designs, facets of the knife. So very cool. That allows you to focus on that. So where are those body screws? Well, they're actually going to be on the other side. So let's take a quick look at those. As you can see, you only have two, which is awesome. There and there, and those are T8. So a big win. I'm a big fan when T8 hardware is used on the body. So you have one screw here and then one just on the pocket clip, which we'll look at in just a minute. Another interesting feature that I like is kind of playing on these lines of the knife. You can see the cutout for the frame lock is very angular as well, so that's really cool. Your pocket clip is going to be a milled titanium pocket clip. It's going to carry pretty well in the pocket. You can see there. I'll show going in and out of the pocket in a little bit. You have a back spacer here. Let's flip it over for you. So there's your back spacer. It's going to keep the same finish as the rest of the titanium handle. That is titanium as well, and it blends in really nicely. They kind of featured the angular lines of the rest of the design in here as well, so it kind of all just flows with it. Your overall weight on this is going to be 3.58 ounces, and your handle length is going to be about 4.5 inches roughly, give or take, with an overall length of 7.89 inches. The price on this is coming in at $169. So let's do a quick little action test. Very smooth on bearings, very reliable opening method. So there are your specs. If there's ever any other specs you guys want to know, let me know down in the comments and we'll get those in the next one. All right, so let's jump back and look at some of the key features of this knife that I enjoy. Now that we have the basic specs out of the way, I want to talk about some of the things that I enjoy about this knife, some of the key features. And the first thing we really have to talk about is just on the design. It's got a futuristic, clean design with a lot of lines and angles playing on each other. I'm a big fan of that. However, I appreciate the little details like putting the hardware on the back to kind of keep the face clean on the knife. But there's another feature on here that was done very cleverly that I want to touch on. And when you have a knife with a lot of these lines and angles, you might worry about how the ergonomics is going to be. I'm happy to report they're actually pretty good. And that was done in a clever way It's almost this angular chamfering on the edges. So traditionally on a handle where you have right angles or hard edges, you would round them off in the finishing process when you do the handle to make it kind of nice on the hand as you use it. And what they did here, staying true to the design, they didn't do the rounding, but they did all these cutbacks on the contact points where your hand comes in. So I really appreciate that they stayed true to the design without sacrificing ergonomics. I'm a big fan of that. Moving past the design, one of the things I want to talk about is the action on this knife. We can have a great design, we can have premium materials, but how's the action? Well, the action's awesome. You have a very reliable opening hole, so you can do a finger flick on it, or if you want, you can use the thumb hole on it as well. So the action on this, which we know from Kizer, they generally have really good action, but this one is super smooth, super drop shutty, and it's just awesome. So if you're someone who likes to fidget with their knives, likes to sit there and just flick it open, you're gonna have a lot of fun with this design. So a few more subjective things that I like about this knife as a knife guy is the pocket clip. So this has a very discreet pocket clip. It carries in the pocket, has that kind of I'm just a pen look to it, and it doesn't have a large footprint despite being a full-size knife, still allowing you to access the items in your pocket as needed. The other thing is this lanyard. I love that the backspacer and lanyard kind of come together, and I'm a lanyard guy, so I'm always going to usually end up putting a bead on my knife. I'll probably put something cool and futuristic on here, a little mecha bead or something like that. And another thing is the T8 hardware. The more the industry goes towards T8, the happier I am. And the fact that this only has 2 body screws that are both T8 is a big win in my opinion. So if you're the quintessential EDC knife hobbyist and you love sub $200 knives that use premium materials, I really think you're going to enjoy the Beyond. Please let me know if you have any questions down in the comments, or if there's anything that you like about the knife, please feel free to share. If you plan on getting one, let us know. So that is the Beyond. I am Jeremy from Kizer. Thank you for watching. As always, take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.